As we've gone through this series together, we've introduced the villain of the tyranny of the urgent, and we've also introduced the superpower that we have. And it's our ability to create capacity, our ability to learn how to work smarter by enhancing or developing our capabilities or by growing in our emotional intelligence skills. And so today I want to share with you a tool that I use to help drive focus. And when I think about focus, I think about the story of the first time Bill Gates met Warren Buffett. And now you probably know Bill Gates, the founder of Microsoft, and Warren Buffett. These are two of the most influential, powerful, successful people in the world today and have been for the last 30 to 40 years. And so there's this story of the first time Warren Buffett and Bill Gates met. In fact, they didn't want to meet. Bill Gates had no interest in meeting Warren Buffett. He didn't feel like they had anything in common. Bill Gates was running Microsoft, a technology company, and Warren Buffett really didn't invest in technology companies. But Bill Gates' mother, who was this powerful networker, wanted to connect Warren Buffett and Bill Gates, her son, together. And so she organized a dinner to bring them together. In fact, Bill Gates was very reluctant to come to the dinner because he didn't see value in it. So he gave her 2 hours. He said he would come for 2 hours, but then he had to leave because he had a previous engagement. And so they come together and they have dinner. And at one point in the dinner, Bill Gates' mother asked Warren Buffett and asked Bill Gates to think about and write down a word that they would use to attribute to their success. These are, again, two of the most powerful, most successful men in the world. This was in the early 1990s. And so both of them took time to think about what one word would they use to summarize, to attribute to the success that they had. And so they both wrote down a word, and then they both revealed the word. And the cool thing about that was that when Warren Buffett revealed his word was the word focus. But then when Bill Gates revealed his word, yes, you can probably guess, it's the word focus. And so both of them, independent of each other, both said that they would attribute the ability to focus as a leader to their success in business, their success building companies, their success becoming two of the most influential and powerful people in the world. And so focus is important. When you think about creating capacity, you think about growing your skills and investing in yourself and your capabilities, you think about growing your emotional intelligence skills. That's really going to come down to your ability to focus your attention on the high impact, high value tasks that you can take to be able to grow those skills. So that ultimately you see the benefit of investing in yourself. You see the benefit of creating capacity that allows you more and more to work smarter. And so I want to introduce you to a tool that I built around focus. And it really comes down to asking the right questions, because asking the right questions can open up your ability to drive the right actions that focuses your attention to be able to get the important work done. So I want to walk through this tool and talk about the 3 components and the 3 areas that we need to focus in and 3 questions that we can ask ourselves that will allow us to drive up and increase our focus. So to help provide some structure around how you can think about driving your focus to ultimately help you work smarter, to be able to free up more and more and create more and more capacity for you to be able to use to get the important work done, I wanted to introduce you to what I call the focus tool. The focus tool is all about making sure that your attention is focused on the right things. Now, to be able to do that, there are 3 different areas where we need to drive focus. And there's 3 different areas where we need to ask ourselves questions and let the answers to those questions drive our attention. That ultimately leads to our ability to make sure we're focusing on the right actions that have the biggest impact on the work that we're doing or the team that we're on or the organization that we're a part of. And the first area we want to drive focus on is focus on ourselves. And the question that we want to ask ourselves is this. Is what do I need to do this week? What do I need to focus on this week to ensure that I'm leading from a healthy state? That as a leader in the organization, that I'm leading from a healthy state, that I'm leading me first to make sure that I am healthy so that I can develop my team and deliver business results. And when we ask ourselves that question and we come up with the answer for the week, we can then allow that to drive intentionally our attention, to make sure we're driving the high impact, high value actions that we need to take when we talk about focusing on ourselves. The second area of focus is to focus on others. And this is answering the question, what do I need to focus on this week to ensure my team has clarity and focus? What do I need to focus on this week to make sure that my team is not confused, that they're not unclear, that they're not misaligned, that they're not working on something that may not be a priority. And when I ask myself that question every week, I can then allow the answer to form the actions that I need to take to make sure my team is set up, that my team is focused, and that they are working smart. Because if my team is working smart, it will help eliminate some of the noise, some of the chaos, some of the misalignment that will allow me as the organizational leader to not necessarily work as smart as I could. And the third is to focus on the wider world. And this is really answering the question, what do I need to do this week? What do I need to focus on this week to ensure that my team is delivering our business results? So this is taking a step back and looking more at the strategy. What do I need to focus on this week to make sure that strategically what we're working on is moving forward in the organization, that the unique contribution that my team makes to the organization, what do I need to do this week to make sure that my attention, that our focus is on the right things and we're driving the right actions? And so asking ourselves frequently these questions will help us make sure that we're driving the action, that to make sure that our attention is focused on the right things at the right time so that we can get the important work done, and so that we can work smarter and we can leverage the capacity we create to get the important stuff on our to-do list done. So take time each week to ask yourselves these questions, to ask these 3 questions and allow the answers of those questions to drive the action that you take to focus your attention. And the more and more we practice doing that, the more we will become skilled and competent and confident. And that will allow us to work smarter and drive the action that we need to take to be able to get the important work done, to where we don't have to feel time-starved as a manager. We don't have to feel like we come in every day just wishing and hoping that there was more time, or just hoping that we survive. It doesn't have to be that way. We can operate in a world where we can thrive as a leader within our organization. And that's going to come from our ability to create capacity, to focus, to get the most important stuff done. And that comes from the key word that we've talked about in this session. It comes from our ability to grow our skills and our competency when it comes to focus.